Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all, ladies and gentlemen of the press, my viewers and subscribers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening once again, anywhere where you dey. I beg you, make it care, gather here and and just draw your ear close, make una see wetin dey happen. As it stands now, our ever called Simon Ekpa. And I go see say, this man they call Simon Ekpa, but he always gives room for that. He always gives room for that. I cannot see the reason why you call people for self-referendum and you are asking them that they will have VIP of $250 while regular is $150 seat. I swear to God, any of you will come to comment on this very video. Say they always come as someone Ekpa. Ogu will go kill that person. Instead they do press up. They do press up, and they just they prepare. Which kind of scam is this? If I may ask, what kind of scam is this? This guy is trying to play on the gullibles, on his followers, all because Martin Namdekano's name and IPOB is involved. But you people have forgotten that Simon Ekpa have made it clear that he's not in any way representing IPOB. He is representing Autopilot, which is even the faction before Martin Namdekano get problem. All of a sudden now he switched from that Autopilot now simply because Martin Namdekano is out of the way and uses that opportunity to scam the gullibles, what would I call it? The humbled Biafrans who decide to follow you simply because Martin Namdekano, IPOB, and ESN is involved. Make una dey fear God now. Una go still attack me, but please, before attacking me, use your iruro, use your brain. He said, here is the sample of the official ticket to the Biafra Self-Referendum Convention. Make I just tell them the truth. All these people, we know the reason. We know the thinking. The most important thing now for us to do now is begin to advocate to have a country of our own near Finland, because that is where everything is taking place. You do election of a Prime Minister of Biafran Republic in exile. In Finland, now you are doing convention in Helsinki, Finland. Nobody cared to ask questions. Everybody was commenting, move on, God will bless you, God will do this and do that. To attend your own party again, you need to pay. Hey, who do all this thing? Che, arrow. Imagine a Abakaliki man, Abakaliki coming to scam an Anambra man or Imo State man or Enugu State man. Okay, no, Enugu State, have gotten that. Enugu and Abakaliki will finish. But no, sorry, I'm not here to. This one is not a racist chant or whatever. Because don't misunderstand me or misquote me. But let the truth be told. The area and in the level which this man is going, my dear, that is never Martin Namdekano's ideology. I didn't say that he have to be in the DSS dungeon and be controlling the affairs of Biafrans. But let us tell ourselves the truth. This person that is at the helm of these affairs, who is calling all these shots, Ekpa, is never in any way in support of Martin Namdekano. Believe it or you leave it. The only thing there is that you people can insult me as far as you can, as long as you can. But Martin Namdekano, the only prayer is that he can never die in that detention. That's the simple truth. But this lawyer using this platform to defraud people, an activist and also somebody who is fighting for Biafra. But the flag on his what do you call it, on his Twitter account, verified Twitter account, is Israel, not even that of Finland. So the question is, Enya, where do you belong? You belong to Biafra or the Finland that give you a residency, a passport, or Israel? How did Israel come into this picture? They used to tell us in those days, the Egyptians you see today, you shall see them no more. My dear, the worst Egyptian is on the way coming through Simon Ekpa. You supposed to believe it or leave it. Just bear it in mind that if the VIP just to attend ordinary, what they call it, call it self-referendum, we cost $250 for what they call it, for VIP and $150 for regular. Then we people have to get prepared that if the Biafra mistakenly or in any form arrived and it is in the control of this Simon Ekpa, a passport of Biafra will cost for $10,000. Either you believe it or you leave it. Hey, bam 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 bam. I saw this message this morning. I couldn't withhold my pains. It pains me a lot that this guy is using this advantage of Biafra to scam the gullibles, his followers, those who trusted in him. Amadeo of our land will never allow this guy to go scot-free. I'm the one that said it. Quote me that anytime, any day. He call me, I will defend it. But he can never go scot-free from it. Anyone, my wonderful people, we don't have to use this Simon Ekpa to spoil our day. Despite the fact that I know many people do not support what I'm saying. They said I'm kicking against Simon Ekpa. My dear brother, my dear sister, please get that at the back of your mind and the back of your head. That I never, in any way, hate Simon Ekpa. I don't even know him. I don't even know what he looks like. And in the other way, I am not an activist. But I'm a bona fide and a true son of Biafra. Go to the comment section where he posted all this thing on his Twitter handle. You will see people telling you that now we are going to know the men rape Biafra. So anybody who did not pay money is not a Biafran. That's how you people see it. And that is part of the reason why some people hated Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you were making it mandatory that you must go to register to become an IPOB. If not, you are not a member of Biafra. That when Biafra come, you're going to gnash your teeth, you're going to do you this, I'm going to do you that. That warranted, that triggered a lot of people to begin to hate him. You never get to Biafra. You begin to tell us that now, you see all this middle belt, that they want to join Biafra, and I act heze when the time is right. And the same people are the one fighting against you. Internally, they will not come out openly to say it. Tomorrow, you people will turn against what they call it, Asari Dokubo, that he is do this, he is do that. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu triggered all this hatred. You never get Biafra. You begin to tell Port Harcourt, Rivers people, Calabar people, Akwa Ibom, Delta, Benin, Middle Belt, and the rest of them, and they what they do to us during the Biafran war. And you want them to include in the Biafra map. How possible is that now? They use our hand, they create problem for our own selves, which is not, it is not right. We use our hand to create an enmity for ourselves through the words of our mouth. This mouth is dangerous. The mouth is life and also the mouth is death. The condemnation of all the whole prominent men in the southeast when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was beheading this thing is the main reason why they are still being held in detention, because even federal government, when they try to release him, it's only the prominent men in Igbo land that they have condemned. Have called all sorts of names. We still tell the federal government they can never do that. If you people can remember, on the 13th of October 2022, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was declared discharged and acquitted, what did the madam say before they filed for stay of execution? He said no, he have to have meeting with the southeastern governors and the prominent men in the eastern region. Who are those people going to call? First of all, he have to liaise with the APCs, which is Dave Umahi and Hope Uzodinjo. And plus other people, all the likes of actors in Ugbo that have called a lot of names, call them Semi Amadio and the rest of them, Ifeanyi Uba, Andy Uba, I mean a lot of all the whole prominent men who supposed to join this struggle for the liberation of Biafra, all of them have been in loggerheads with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, now, you have problem now. You people are condemning all the whole Southeast. Nobody is doing anything to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But when he was not being, he has not been captured, what relationship did he have with all those people? Listen to me. You cannot condemn me and at the same time, you need my help. It is never done. That is the issue we are having today. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. If you have not condemned all these people, when Sunday Igboho was spearheading the fight for Yoruba Nation, he didn't condemn anybody. All he do is keep on going inside the forest and chasing all the whole Fulanis away. But our own, you first of all condemn all the whole people who supposed to stand. At least when you go to present your case before the United Nations or African Union or ECOWAS or whatever Commonwealth, you will see men. They will say, yes, these men are really ready to go. But no, you carry it out. You want to get a referendum. And we keep on dying every day by day. We keep on reducing the population of the Biafrans. I'm not here to condemn anybody, but I'm stating the obvious. Please, let us be guided in our utterances. Anyway, let us go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. Please, in case you don't know, today happens to be Tuesday. And today, now the August 15th in the year of 2023. Before I condemn me all, make I give one of the news why I carry come today. Because Simon Ekpa matter, he don't carry me just the waka they go. IPOB policy sit at home officially from his civil disobedience order. Sales authority from Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, this one is part of the flyers that are flying all in the southeastern region, that sit at home is no more in our doctrine. This one happens in Niger State. 30 bandits and 11 soldiers have been killed. Zungeru and the other localities that we have in those areas. That is part of the anchor headline that we have this morning. Niger coup. Katsina elders, they don't want ECOWAS against military intervention in Niger Republic. Anambra police all the owners of recovered stolen tricycles to come for collection. If you are from Anambra and you are hearing my voice and you have lost your tricycle to the hands of the dead criminals, please, the police have called you to come for the collection. When we get into the news, you will hear the location and the time you are needed to come and reclaim your tricycle. And we are going, please make sure you go with every document that has to do with that tricycle. Police confirm arrest of 8, recovery of arms, ammunition after Delta State shootout. Living conditions of Nigerians is getting worse under this Agbado administration. APC party chieftains claims. Presidential tribunal may not invalidate P2B Vice President Shatima for double nomination, according to Deji Adeyanju. Anyway, my wonderful people, please tighten your seatbelt as you are watching, as you are listening, as you are commenting. Please make sure that you share this message, let it go viral. Make on hear how Simon Ekpa is duping and scamming the Biafrans. This is cash out time. You people will not stop me from saying the truth. I will keep on saying the truth until it is being revealed. You people may not understand it now, but later you will know that Okute Daily Talk is always on point. I know what I'm saying. I might not be a prophet, but I see things before it happens. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got problem, I told my guys that the way this guy is going to have another second problem. And they said, no, he is the supreme leader, he was this, he was that if Nigeria government tries it, that the UK government will do this, do that. Today, UK government have denied Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the irony of being a saboteur in the lives of your people. Continue. This is the inform Biafrans about the flyers and posters being distributed all over Biafra land, conveying our leader a famous pronouncement cancelling Monday sit at home, and to inform the good people of Biafrans that sit at home is not only dead but will never again be invoked or deployed as a tool of civil disobedience in our quest for self-determination. Any person or persons talking about a non-existent sit at home in Biafra land is an enemy of the people and shall be dealt with accordingly. The instructions to distribute these flyers by hand and paste posters to this effect was authorized by our prophet and indefatigable liberator Nnamdi Kanu. It is to be stated for the often times for those who may feign ignorance of the laws governing the conduct expected of IPOB family worldwide that our supreme leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has ordered a permanent end to Monday sit at home in Biafra land, and anybody seen enforcing this illegal and non-existent Monday sit at home will be apprehended and summarily dealt with on that same spot. These criminal elements are not working for Biafran restoration nor the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is unlawfully detained in the DSS solitary confinement in Abuja, Nigeria. Those purporting to be running a Biafran government in exile group from somewhere in Finland, also known as autopilot, are not IPOB members, and their activities does not represent the views of Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or the rank and file of IPOB members nor ESN operatives. More so, it is a shame to the memory of our brave martyrs that gave their lives for the emancipation of Biafra that individuals that never led ordinary street protests in Biafra land or anywhere in the world in support of Biafra restoration can claim to lead our people. This is an absolute disgrace. Supreme Leader, IPOB and ESN to their disgrace. These shameless parasites and other sponsors are hoping that mere attachment of the name of our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB and ESN to their criminal enterprise will clock them in the linguistic legitimacy to continue duping the gullible of their hard-earned money. This social media Biafra government in exile has nothing to do with IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB supreme leader Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with them and will never have anything to do with them. Biafra struggle championed by IPOB do not have any government in exile and will never have any government in exile. People that never lead a protest anywhere in the world was never detained or held meetings with any international bodies can never claim to represent our people. Such a person is a charlatan, petty criminal, and a monumental fraud or fraudster. Whoever is foolish enough to associate with such fraudulent social media scam called government in exile, autopilot, is doing so at his or her own risk and must not link Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB to it. Biafrans is owned by Biafrans, and it is responsible of all Biafrans to protect the land from government-sponsored agents and armed criminal gangs hiding under the revered name of IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, and Biafra as well as ESN. We encourage Biafrans to help in the distribution of the flyers posted to the communities, hinterlands, and the cities in Biafra, signifying the requiem mass for the senseless Monday sit at home. Anybody apprehended in forcing any sit at home is a gunner. The Finland-based criminal will not save you, according to Comrade Ima Powerful, Media and Publicity Secretary for IPOB. 30 bandits and 11 soldiers killed in Niger State firefight. No fewer than 10 military men, including a major and an unconfirmed number of local vigilantes, were allegedly killed during a firefight with bandits in Zungeru, Wushishi, local government area of Niger State. 8 other soldiers reportedly sustained severe injuries in the bitter skirmish in which they fought the bandits in a standstill and killed well over 30 of them. This was a battalion, so they go. The incident happened on Sunday, Daily Post learned. According to source, the military personnel ran into an ambush on their way to respond to a distress call from the Akare community, where the bandits, numbering about 70 Chineke and reportedly armed with sophisticated weapons, were rustling cattle. A source from the area told Daily Post a total of 30 bandits were neutralized during the gun duel, and their bodies were abandoned in the forest while those injured were taken away. The development, the source explained, has forced residents of the area to desert their homes and seek refuge in Zungeru. Daily Post also learned that the bodies of the dead soldiers were first deposited at the Federal Medical Center Zungeru on Sunday and later ferried out of the center to an unidentified location. Efforts were made to reach the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Internal Security, Alhaji Tariq Abdurrahim, for confirmation, but he did not respond to calls put to him. Similarly, an officer at 31 Artillery Brigade in Mina, when contacted, refused to comment and instead directed Daily Post to the Director of Communication of the Nigerian Army. Niger coup. Katsina elders warn ECOWAS against military intervention in that very particular region. Katsina Elders Forum has called on ECOWAS and the African Union to negotiate with the military leaders in Niger Republic in order to peacefully return the country to its democratic government. An elder statesman and the acting chairman of the forum, Alhaji Aliu Salewa, made the call through their secretary, Alhaji Ali Mohammed, during a press briefing on Monday in Katsina State. He pointed out that the gesture would allow the military junta to have a political transition program and avert the grave consequences of staging a military coup. Salewa, referring to the alleged threat of the coupists to kill Mohamed Bazoum, the overthrown president of the Niger Republic, wondered what the benefits of ECOWAS international intention would be if it ended in war with Niger. According to him, the consequences of military intervention by the ECOWAS will be suffered by the people of that country and also some states in Nigeria that share common borders with Niger. ECOWAS should be mindful of the repercussions of the aftermath of war. It is not something that is very simple. So the question of applying force does not arise. In fact, it should not come in at all. We are advising, like every other responsible citizen that spoke against the use of force, we are calling on Bola Ahmed Tinubu to reason or to see reasons in this situation. Nigeria and Niger are the same. Niger, only Ria, I differentiate them. We have a lot of common, Salewa stated. Salewa said Nigeria is not short of problems that it will even contemplate expanding resources and military capability on Niger's internal crisis when Nigerians are suffering from security and other challenges. Let ECOWAS try to mediate diplomatically. Let them meet these military leaders and ask for Bazoum's safety. He admonished the regional body. He further cautioned ECOWAS against any hope that the copists will relinquish power immediately after successfully assuming the leadership of the country. It is never done and can never. Do you think a military leader who has led a successful coup will relinquish power when the consequences is death? He asked. Can never and can never in any way. He also described the failure of President Tinubu to nominate the immediate past governor of the state, Alhaji Aminu Masari, as a minister in the forthcoming cabinet as unfair. Okay, this one is coming from Katsina Elders Forum, where they want ECOWAS and Bola Ahmed Tinubu not to do or not to use force in anything that got to do with Niger Republic. Police all the owners of recovered stolen tricycles to come for collections in Anambra State. Police authorities in Anambra State have said they have recovered several tricycles stolen by bandits in recent times. The authorities called on owners of tricycle, popularly known as keke, to come to their office to check if their tricycles were among those recovered. There has been a recent upsurge in the rate of theft of tricycle in Anambra State in both urban and rural areas. In a press release by the Anambra State Police Command, DSP Ikenga, the spokesperson, and said over 12 tricycles have recently been recovered from robbers. He said this is to inform the good people of Anambra State that the police at Harbour Division in Obaro local government area during the course of several operations in the last 1 month have recovered the unlisted tricycles suspected to have been stolen. Owners are requested to come forward with valid proof of ownership to claim their property. Empty-handed, mom, you go pay through your nose. Instead, they will sell it. I know Nigeria. The command gave the registration numbers of the recovered tricycles to include NKK 170UR, KTU 315 QD, NSH 178VC, UMI 281 QV, GAS 830WU, ACA 344 QM, TTK 287WZ, ABB 215 QA, AGU 105 UD, UKP 114 QR, UWN 544 QR, and ATMC 420525. If your own is among these, please go to the police in Anambra State and reclaim your tricycle. But make sure you are going with money because you cannot get it empty-handed. You have to pay through your nose. Otherwise, I know Nigerian police and their corruptions. The Commissioner of Police, CP Aderemi Adeoye, assured members of the public that the State Police Command is committed to ensuring that stolen properties are not only recovered but returned to their rightful owners to a such sense of deprivation victims of such crimes go through. Police confirms arrest of 8, recovery of arms and ammunition after Delta shootout. The Nigerian police force have confirmed the arrest of at least 8 suspects terrorizing parts of Nembe, Basambiri community in Bayelsa State. The force public relations officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi stated this in a statement on Monday. He said the arrest followed the receipt of a petition from a law firm on the activities of some hoodlums armed with guns and other dangerous weapons, who were in the habit of constantly terrorizing members of Nembe community. The statement said operatives of the police strike force were, upon credible intelligence, deployed to the area for a combined operation to get rid of the community of the activities of the armed hoodlums. Consequently, the operatives swung into action and raided the camps of the hoodlums in and around the Nembe Basambele community on the eve of Saturday, August 12 of 2023. The operation led to the arrest of 8 suspects, including Gift Van Man, Daniel Solomon, Ishmael Teknikio, aka Mo, Rufus Itario, Joel Jubilee, Silvanus Alatari, Sampere Solomon, and Ayabanete Talibot, POS. Items recovered include 3 AK-47 rifles, 2 pump-action guns, 1 LAR rifle, a jackknife, 1 dagger magazines, 104 rounds of live ammunition of various calibers, 2 POS machines, 10 ATM cards, and 1 rechargeable bulb. The police operatives had on Saturday engaged the hoodlums in a gun duel, causing tension in the area. Living conditions of Nigerians getting worse under Tinubu, party chieftain claims. A former national vice chairman, northwest of the All Poverty Congress APC, Dr. Salihu Lukman, has lamented that the living conditions of Nigerians are getting worse every day, while poverty has increased beyond any rational expectations under Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Lukman, in a statement on Monday titled "Disturbing Signals," open letter to President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, describing both of the decisions taken by the president since he assumed office as disturbing. He decried the management of policy initiatives, especially as it regards the issue of exchange rate. Lukman noted, "Some of us expect that decisions around the exchange rate will be an integral part of the broader economic policy of the government. Now, it would appear that an isolated decisions have been taken to float the naira without any clear economic policy. The consequences is that the naira is on a downward swing, combined with the rising cost of transport as a result of the withdrawal of subsidy. The inflationary pressure on the economy is very high. As a result, living conditions are getting worse at this rate. Poverty incidence will be high beyond any regional expectations." The party chieftain added that the emergence of the immediate past governor of Kano State as the national chairman of the party, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, as national chairman of APC, sent a disturbing signal that Bola Ahmed Tinubu was wickedly committed to fighting corruption, but in other words, encourages corruption. Lukman also described the ministerial nominee of Tinubu as a complete disappointment. Lukman said the president had dashed the hope of Nigerians with the caliber of people he appointed as ministers. That is how he wants to work well. He said, "The third disturbing signal is the quality of your appointees. Sincerely, Your Excellency, throughout the 2023 electoral campaigns, one of the strong campaign points was that you know how to find talents. You believe in teamship. When it took you more than 8 weeks to nominate your ministers, the belief was that you are taking your time to identify indisputable, proficient people. But we are wrong. With due respect to all these and all those you nominated, many party members and extension Nigerians were disappointed. It is clear to anyone discerning in mind that political considerations eclipsed any other factor. Definitely, no argument about talent can be sustained, as it is both as party members and as Nigerians. Our expectations from your government has crashed, and nothing again will revoke it. Presidential Tribunal may not invalidate P2B Vice President Shettima for double nomination, according to Deji Adeyanju. Deji Adeyanju, a political activist, on Monday hinted that Presidential Election Petition Tribunal may not invalidate the nomination of a Labour Party presidential candidate P2B. This was Adeyanju This was, as Adeyanju said, the tribunal might do the same with vice presidential candidate Kashim Shettima for double nomination. Tweeting, he said the tribunal could invalidate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's candidacy for double nomination. According to Adeyanju, will be extremely surprised if the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal does not invalidate the nomination of Peter Obi by a Labour Party in line with the provisions of the EA on the membership register. The double nomination of Shettima also enough to invalidate Tinubu's candidacy. In May, the Supreme Court has struck out a suit seeking to disqualify Tinubu and Shettima due to alleged double nomination. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) brought the suit before the Apex Court, stressing that Shettima had a double nomination as senatorial candidate for Borno Central Senatorial District and vice presidential candidate under the All Poverty Congress. 6 persons who chanted laws against Emir of Kano arrested. 6 persons who were part of the crowd that constituted public nuisance during the commissioning of Hisia Bayero Pediatric Hospital near the palace of Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, has been identified by the police. Daily Post report that a group of persons are gathered in a disturbing manner, chanting provocative slurs against the Emir of Kano, who attended the program. The crowd in their chants said, "New governor, new emir," insisting that Governor Abba Kyari Yusuf should remove the emir and start a new one since it is a new government in power. However, the Kano State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Mohammed Hussaini Gumel, who was hosted by the leadership of a correspondent chapel Nigeria Union of Journalists, Kano, at the press center, informed the newsmen that already 6 persons have been identified by the police over the incident. He said the police used technology to identify those involved, adding that more people will still be tracked down and including their sponsors. The police boss added that those group of people were not invited to the event. They were intruders who came on their own, and they must have been sponsored by somebody or group of persons. 6 persons have been identified. We use technology to track them down. We are still analyzing the video footage, and we are making efforts to arrest all those involved. We are also making efforts to get their sponsors. The traditional institution is a responsible or respectable institution. Anybody who messes around with the traditional institutions is an enemy of the police. Commissioner of Police Gumel also hinted that so far 100 repentant criminals have been surrendered themselves and their weapons to the police within the last 100 days in assumed office as a Kano State Commissioner of Police. He said most of the unrepentant ones have left the state, while the repentant ones are helping the police in tracking others down in their hideouts. Actually, we launched a manhunt for 3 notorious criminals and placed 100,000 naira bounty on each of their heads. One of the 3 criminals will charge himself to the police headquarters. He said he did not want me to waste my 100,000 naira. That was why he made himself available. He admitted all the allegations against him and said he has been looking for an opportunity to turn away from crime, that he wants to be a responsible citizen. We have placed him on observation, and he is now working with the police to track down Yandabas criminals. Yandabas criminals. We are still working on getting the remaining 2 arrested. We will surely get them arrested and parade them before the public. Responding to questions on the menace of female criminals who engage in phone snatching and other crimes in the state, he said, such cases are not rampant, but the intelligence department of the police are working on it. We will need collaboration and information from the public on places such female criminals are operating. Members of the public should be mindful that some criminals are using women to lure people so that they will be robbed of their belongings. Terrorists reportedly invade the Zamfara state or Zamfara community again and abduct 7 persons. And the so-called chief of army staff said, we will not disappoint Nigerians. Under your nose, since being appointed, we have had numerous deaths and numerous kidnappings and numerous slaughters of human beings. No fewer than 7 persons have been recorded to have been abducted in Bangudu or Bungudu town, headquarters of Bungudu local government area of Zamfara state, as armed bandits invade the town. Daily Post gathered that the terrorists arrived at a town located about 20 kilometers away from Gusau, the state capital, with heavily armed weapons, and abducted 7 persons, including 2 males and 5 females, and also killed 1 person. The resident of the town, Alhaji Ibrahim Bungudu, told Daily Post that the abductees were Prince Abdurrahman Hassan Atahiru, a son of the Emir of Bangudu, former state program officer of IPOB, 3 wives of 1 businessman, Alhaji Umar Sanda, wife of 1 Abdullahi Zubairu, and the wife of 1 Hamsu Rabius. He, however, said no reason has been demanded or no ransom has been demanded by the kidnappers, while families of the abducted have refused to speak to newsmen regarding the incident. When contacted, a family member of one of the abducted person who represent the Maro Bangudu Federal Constituency in the state House of Representatives, Abdul Malik Zubairu, said the incident was devastating and regrettable, saying the government will do everything possible to ensure the restoration of peace and tranquility in the state. Recall that in the early hours of 7th of August 2023, bandits attacked Divisional Police Headquarters in Bangudu and killed 1 ASP, Nura Ibrahim, who was to be decorated with a new rank, ASP, on that very day. Ew, sorrow. The resurgence of banditry in Zamfara state is attracting the attention of all concerned authorities, especially security agencies, who also loses scores of personnel in active service. The police are yet to react to the recent reports of abduction in the state. So, my wonderful people, my viewers and subscribers, be like saying here, we go take back our kaya and I go with the go. So, in case you never subscribe to my channel and you are still watching my content, I don't know what you're waiting for, please do that as soon as possible. And make sure you do what? You like this message and make sure you comment. The of them all, make sure you share it. All the very, very important and very, very necessary, because without you, there will be no Okute Daily Talk. And without my kind of news, you're not going to get happy watching my news, because it is laughter with news that make you jollificate each time you are listening to me. So my good people of Biafra, Nigeria, Africa, the world at large, and the European watching me either from America or UK, make gonna do what? Make gonna have a nice day. And may the God Almighty bless us all, the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Until you have us again. Bye for now. Kemesiano.